It's me. I wasn't sure if I should call or just leave a message, but this felt safer. Not because I didn't want to hear your voice, but because I know sometimes it's easier to listen than to talk. So here I am, just you and me. I don't know how your day was. Maybe it was fine. Maybe it was heavy. Maybe you smiled all day and still came home feeling empty. And maybe you're not even sure why. I just had this feeling that you've been carrying a little more lately, that you've been holding it together for everyone, and no one's asked what it's costing you. So I wanted to say this, not as advice, not to fix anything, but because someone should say it. I see you, even in the silence, even in the strength that's starting to feel like a mask. You don't always have to be the strong one. You don't always have to pretend it's all okay. You don't have to carry it all by yourself, okay? I'll talk to you soon. But I just needed you to hear that first. Some people are so good at keeping it together, not because life's been kind to them, but because falling apart was never an option. They didn't get the luxury of breaking down because no one was waiting to catch them. So they learned to carry it quietly, permanently, and the world called it strength. But it wasn't strength, it was survival. It's a survival that doesn't look like war. It looks like functioning. It looks like answering texts. It looks like showing up to work. It looks like laughing at the right time. But inside, you're running on empty, and no one sees the cost. There's a certain kind of pain that doesn't scream. It doesn't bleed. It doesn't shatter glass. It just stays like a knot in your chest that never unravels. You show up, you smile, you say, "I'm fine." But deep down, there's a version of you that hasn't felt okay in years. Maybe that version of you stopped speaking because no one ever really listened. Or maybe you were too afraid of what you would say if you ever let it out. And what hurts the most? It's not just the weight. It's that no one sees it. Because when you're the strong one, no one checks in. No one asks if you're close to drowning. You're the lifeboat, the anchor, the constant. But who holds you when it's too heavy? Who notices your silence? You could be sobbing behind your smile, and people will say, "Oh, you're so strong, I admire you." Admire what? The way I pretend I'm okay? The way I disappear to keep others comfortable? You've told yourself, I can handle it. I don't need help. But the truth is, you've just become skilled at hiding. Because asking for help felt dangerous. Because you learned that people love the strong version of you. Not the one that shakes, not the one that cries. And somewhere along the line, you confused silence with safety. But silence is not the same as peace. Silence just means no one can hear you breaking. Piece after piece after piece. That's the emotional cost of being the strong one. You become so reliable, dependable, predictable, and completely unseen. You become someone people lean on, but never someone people hold. You've given so much of yourself away that now, when you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize what's left. You keep asking yourself, who's that reflection I see in the mirror? You cried silently in rooms where no one heard you. You screamed in your head so loud that even silence felt deafening. And you've convinced yourself that it's okay because breaking feels selfish when so many people depend on you. But listen to me. You don't have to carry this alone. You were never ever meant to. You are not weak for needing help. You are not broken because you feel tired. You are not less because you want to be held, not depended on. Let me tell you something I wish someone told me. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to bleed to be loved. You don't have to suffer in silence to prove you're strong. You don't have to be who everyone else needs at the cost of who you actually are. So maybe right now, it's time to put it down. Just for a while, that weight you've been carrying. Let someone see you. Let yourself exhale. You won't shatter. You don't need permission to be human. And I promise you, being human is more than enough. To the strong one listening right now, you have done enough. You've held everyone else. Now, let someone hold you. You don't need to be a hero. You just need to be honest. And that's real strength. You stayed, even when it got heavy. Even when some of these words probably touched wounds you don't talk about. Thank you for that. I don't know everything you're carrying, but I know what it means to carry too much for too long. To be the steady one in everyone's life. To always be the calm in the chaos. To be the one people turn to, even when you have nowhere to turn. Maybe today, something in you softened. Maybe just a little. Maybe something cracked open quietly, privately. And if it did, I want you to know that's not weakness. That's courage. That's healing. You've spent so long being someone's safe space. This space is for you now. A place to exhale, to not be strong, to not pretend. Because you deserve that. And if no one's told you this in a while, you matter. Not because of what you do for others, not because of how well you hold it together. You matter because you're here, and you don't have to keep earning your right to rest. You don't have to keep proving you're okay. Not here. Not with me. So before I go, one last thing. Hey again. Still here? I figured. I just wanted to say I'm proud of you for staying, for listening, for making space for your own heart. I know that isn't easy. I know what it costs. You're not invisible here. So whenever it gets too much, come back, rewind, replay, breathe. You're not alone. Not anymore. I'll be right here until you're ready to listen again.